But let me tell you one thing. We are already winners, ladies. We are already winners. We have already won. We are here representing our nation, speaking about our passion, our inspirations, everything. That itself is an achievement.
Told that your voice doesn't matter. And I know there's a lot of people in the world who don't know what female genital mutilation is. And so I think it's really important that I raise awareness and I educate, and that was my main purpose at Miss World.
I was only 17, and it was the hardest moment of my life because I heard a lot of scary words like chemotherapy, cancer.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving deep into the Miss World 2025 competition, focusing on 5 incredible women who are not only stunning, but are also making a real difference in the world. These are the top 5 contenders, showcasing the power of beauty with a purpose. Let's start with Athenna Crosby, representing the United States. Athena's platform, ADRX, My Brother Adrian's story, is deeply personal, inspired by her younger brother's unjust arrest due to autism. She is advocating for inclusion and support for individuals on the autism spectrum. Her campaign shines a light on the critical need for understanding and justice within the system.
My grandmother had a saying, "A shrimp that falls asleep gets carried away by the current." Now, I'm no shrimp, but I did have to swim quite a ways to get here today. Like a creature crossing the ocean, each one of us arrives here by way of our own improbable journey, a path where the unlikely becomes possible through resilience, faith, and courage. And to understand my journey, you have to meet the people whose stories are forever woven into mine. My grandmother, the one with all the sayings, grew up in the Andes Mountains of Venezuela in a home made of dirt walls. She worked as a housekeeper, never having the chance to go to school or learn how to read. But when she had my mom, Tessie, she made it her mission to give her daughter the chance she never had, an education. And my mom made the most of that chance. She studied hard, and when the time came, she set her sights on a university all the way in Provo, Utah. With little more than her faith in God and her American dream, she journeyed to begin a new life in the United States. When she arrived, she didn't speak a word of English, but once she learned, she used her new vocabulary to flirt with an American man, my dad Wilson. And the rest, as they say, is history. I was raised in a multicultural home where languages, countries, and traditions all blended together to form one family. My parents, my 2 brothers, Alston and Adrian, and me. Adrian, my younger brother, has taught me more about life than anyone else. He also inspired my Beauty with a Purpose project. Adrian has autism, a neurological condition that affects communication, social interaction, and the way he perceives the world. While he's brought so much joy to our family, it's also brought on some challenges. At just 13, Adrian was a schoolboy trying to make friends. One day he picked up a rock and scratched his nickname, ADRX, into the sidewalk, hoping to leave his mark and be remembered as a legend. But instead of friendship, he was met with handcuffs. The police were called, a citation was issued, and Adrian was arrested for vandalism. Because of his disability, he didn't understand how what he did was wrong. But instead of compassion, he was met with punishment. You see, that day changed my life. It was the moment I knew I had to fight for people with disabilities. My Beauty with a Purpose project, ADRX, tells my brother's story and calls for acceptance, inclusion, and a world where empathy leads the way. Through over a decade of service with organizations that fight for disability rights like Best Buddies and lobbying my hometown to recognize April as Autism Awareness Month, I've become an agent for change. Disability equity isn't just a personal value to me, it's a global need. And for so many, dignity remains just out of reach. But that's why I'm here today, to bridge the gap across cultures, industries, and generations with 4 simple letters, ADRX. My family is everything to me. I am the woman I am today because they taught me that the circumstances of our birth need not dictate the arc of our lives. Thank you to my grandmother, who began learning how to read at age 50. And she read and she read and she studied for her citizenship test, and she became a United States citizen at 85 years old in the last year of her life. Thank you to my mother, who arrived in our country not knowing the language, but went on to become not just a college graduate, but an English teacher. Who would have thought that the daughter of an immigrant and the granddaughter of a maid could be on her own improbable journey and become Miss World United States? That's me, Athenna Crosby. And lastly, thank you to my brother Adrian, who hoped that by scribbling his initials on that sidewalk, he would become a legend. Well, today, Adrian, you are.
Next, we have Marie Princesse Ndoun Issie from Cameroon. Her Beauty with a Purpose project focuses on supporting individuals affected by cancer, particularly women battling breast cancer. She is providing crucial emotional, medical, and financial support to those in need. A truly inspiring initiative.
Thank you. From Douala, Cameroon to the world. They used to say that every purpose begins with a story. Mine began in a class of from 5 when I was 12 years old and I lost my best friend, who was named Claudie. She had breast cancer. Back then, none of us really knew what breast cancer was. She was mocked, left alone, and even the adults do not know what it really means. She suffered in silence, and I suffered with her. Namaste, India. Hello, world. Bonjour à tous. My name is Marie Princesse. I am 25 years old. I am a French-speaking girl, but I did part of my education in English, and today I'm a holder of a bachelor's degree in management. And I'm proud to represent my beautiful country, Cameroon, for the 72nd edition of Miss World. I come from a very big family, where each and every day my mom taught me so many values such as dignity, love, courage, and above all, gratitude. These values help me to drive to my beauty with a purpose. Since 5 years now, I founded the Cameroon Women Action, which is an association that helps young women affected by breast cancer psychologically, mentally, financially, and even physically. We reach thousands and millions of women around Cameroon through free screening campaigns, education in school, awareness campaigns, because we have to go back then where everything started. But also the scholarship of thousands of children, of women affected by breast cancer, because no woman should ever have the chance to choose within her life and her children's future. In my daily life, I'm a marketing director in an enterprise, a world full of strategies and innovation. But I often ask myself, how can I give back to the society above my title? What life has generously given to me. That is when I founded PI Academy, a school, yes, but above all, a place where young people come together to respect themselves, to learn more about themselves, and to reinvent themselves. Today, early before I came for the Miss World organization, I organized a charity gala. And we had thousands of people who came together just for one cause, to help these women affected by breast cancer. It was amazing. to see the love and the support that these women receive each and every day. Another story is through the association website. We have thousands of women that are registered there so we can help them in the daily life. We have the story of a young girl of 16 years old who was full of joy, determination, courage, but she had breast cancer. And when I heard that she passed away, I felt so empty. I was sad and I wanted to give up because she was my new reason why I was continuing this battle. And then I told myself that I don't have to stop there. She should be the new reason why I have to continue. Because yesterday it was her, and tomorrow it can be someone else. Today, my journey is one amongst many others, but I stand here because the grace of God follows me each and every day of my life. And He's the one who helped me to be here today, to share my beauty with a purpose with you and the whole world. And I'm very proud to be here and grateful to the organizing committee of Miss World to giving us this beautiful opportunity. Thank you so much.
Next, from Somalia, we have Sav Jama, a powerful voice against female genital mutilation or FGM. As a survivor herself, Sav is using her platform to raise awareness, educate communities, and empower girls to speak out. Her bravery and dedication are truly remarkable.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sav Jama, and I am proudly representing my beautiful land, Somalia. I was born and raised in Somalia. I grew up as a refugee, fleeing my country due to climate issues and conflict. As a child, my childhood consisted of my family and I riding on camels, searching for safety and a home, but every place we found was destroyed. And luckily our family got accepted and we found opportunity in the UK. And that's where I pursued my education, and my family and I were able to rebuild our life. Today I would love to share the mission that brought me to Miss World. I'm the founder of the Female Initiative Foundation, a project born from one of the most darkest moments of my life. I stand here today not just as a voice for the voiceless, but as a survivor of female genital mutilation. I speak for the millions of girls whose voices were silenced before they ever had the chance to live freely. I know what it feels like to have your rights taken away, to feel powerless and to be told that your voice doesn't matter. And I know there's a lot of people in the world who don't know what female genital mutilation is. And so I think it's really important that I raise awareness and I educate, and that was my main purpose at Miss World, was to teach people what female genital mutilation is. And I'd love to share with you guys the procedure that's done. I know that it's something that can be very uncomfortable, but I believe that it's something that the world needs to hear and needs to know. And I will explain to you this at first hand. I was 7 years old. I was outside playing with my friends when I was picked up. My clothes were ripped off, and I was taken to a room where 3 women waited with blades, scissors, and all tools. These women were not doctors, nor were they medically trained, just tradition passed down through generations. They cut off my clitoris, the part of my body meant for womanhood. They then sliced away the inner labia and the outer labia. I remember I screamed in pain because during the procedure there's no anesthesia used, no comfort, only blood and loud silence. I remember crying and begging, but the woman told me to be quiet, to be brave, and to be proud, as that was part of our tradition. Once the cutting was done, my skin was stitched back together with thick thread or thorn, leaving only a tiny part of hole, barely enough for urine or blood to pass through. This process is called infibulation and is one of the most severe forms of FGM. After the procedure, I was laid in a dark room with my legs tightly tied together. So after the procedure, I was laid in a dark room with my legs tightly together for days. And I remember I was in a room and I was bleeding every day. I had no toys, I had nothing. I only had charcoal next to me, and I used to draw on the wall next to me, and I'd just draw my dreams away just to keep me alive, because that part after the procedures where a lot of girls die and they don't make it out alive. That moment changed me forever, and my childhood came to an end. I survived, but many of girls didn't, and they don't. I stand here today for the joy that my mother couldn't reap her love. For generations, our mothers, our grandmothers, and the women before them endured this pain in silence. They were taught that suffering is part of being a woman and that this is normal. But it's not normal. It's not okay, and it's not part of our destiny. I know that I cannot change my past, but I can fight for their future. And I know the consequences that come with that. But I get so many messages from little girls from my country telling me that they're going to be getting female genital mutilation done soon. 98% of women in Somalia have undergone female genital mutilation. 98% is a very big number, and that 2% are just the infants that have not reached the age to be cut yet. That's a whole nation of women in my country. And through my foundation, I bring awareness, I go into community and I do public speaking. I teach mothers that that tradition should never come at the cost of a child's body or soul. We can honor our traditions without having to harm our little daughters. I also created a sisterhood of survivors back home in the UK. Most of them my closest friends. We cry together, we heal together, but most importantly, we use our voices. We fight as we believe that our voices can protect the next generation. I want to protect all the young girls from blades that should never touch them. No little girl should go from playing outside to bleeding in a dark room. And the crown that I wear as Miss Somalia doesn't just represent beauty, but to me it represents responsibility, it represents truth. And I wear it for Fortune, I wear it for Deqa. Fortune and Deqa, both full of life and dreams, whose family I interviewed. Both of them bled to death from this same horror. Their hearts stopped beating because somebody thought that tradition was way more important than their lives. Their bodies couldn't survive what mine barely did. And so, no matter what the consequences is, I'll continue to keep fighting until I see change and until I see the world talk about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Somalia. I think that all the ladies are standing for you. There you are, you can see.
Ladies, we just heard something that I think to all of us and to every guy here, every girl, every mother, every grandmother, we have heard a voice which has to be listened to. We've heard a voice that needs to be listened to by grandmothers, by mothers in your country, and we need to hopefully and carefully and kindly explain to those people in your country that it's wrong. There is no right. It's wrong. And what has been believed in the past, like many, many people have different customs, you have to eventually stop and think that custom is wrong. And there is no shame in being wrong. The shame is not to put it right. So we'll all stand together and we will make it something that we explain to women, not make them feel bad because they believe that was the right thing to do. You don't do anything by telling people they were bad. They didn't understand. Now we must make them understand by everybody coming together to save other young girls from the same torture and cruelty which was thought to be the right way. Thank you for your bravery. And I don't know where this is going. I never get involved in politics, but this isn't politics. This is a social denigration, cruelty, and totally unacceptable, unnecessary thing to do to any female, little girl. Little girls don't choose. Now grandma must learn the new way of life. There is no excuse that's because we did it, you have to have it done. So we've got to put that right. We must all do it together, okay? So you can explain this.
Thank you very much.
Representing France is bringing joy and support to children battling pediatric cancer. Through collaborations with French associations, she organizes uplifting activities, offering moments of warmth and distraction to these young patients. What a beautiful way to make a difference.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I just want to apologize for my English because it's not my mother language. And for me, it's very difficult to speak in English, but no, it's okay. As you know, French people, we don't have a very nice accent, so I will try to do my best for you today. My name is Agat Ko. I'm 26, and I'm very proud of representing my country, France. I'm a very sensitive person who loves to help others. And what inspires me the most in life is the strength of sick children and the devotion of medical team who help them. Today, I want to share with you my own story and explain why my Beauty with a Purpose is about sick children and pediatric cancer. So when I was a teenager, something strange happened to me. My belly was swollen and I didn't understand why. Why I didn't have a waist like other girls. So I tried many things to hide it. Suck it as I could, tighten it with a belt, and nothing changed. So one day, I spoke to my parents about it. We went to see a doctor. Sorry. And I received the diagnosis. I had a 9 kilos borderline tumor on my right ovary. I was only 17, and it was the hardest moment of my life because I heard a lot of scary words like chemotherapy, cancer, stomach. And as my parents say, this French sentence, j'ai eu de la chance dans ma malchance. It's mean in English, I had a bit of bad luck. Oh, sorry. I had a bit of luck in the middle of bad luck. And it's true, because with the surgery, my entire tumor removed. But I lost my right ovary and my fallopian tube too. And now, I have, thank you. Now, I have 7 centimeters of scar on my belly button. It's my biggest insecurity today. Thank you. It's very hard for me to speak about that, but thank you so much. Thank you. But, yes, Now I'm still alive and I survived, and that experience changed me forever. And after that, I knew that I wanted to become a nurse, to help others, and to give back the love that I had received. After Miss France, my life changed and I had new opportunities, but my commitment has never changed. Today, I'm president of two associations in France, Sécu du Bonheur et Jeune Espoir. We bring support, joy to sick children and their families in hospital. And for me, this action can make a big difference. Because when you are sick, you feel scared and alone. And helping, giving your time, giving your love, can give them hope. For me, beauty with a purpose is turning your pain into strength, using your voice, your story to inspire others, and showing that after the storm, there is light. Thank you so much. Sorry.
A big round of applause for Miss France. Thank you for inspiring us. Please welcome.
And finally, from Sri Lanka, we have Anudi Gunasekara and her groundbreaking project, Saheli, addressing menstrual health and hygiene. Saheli has reached nearly 10,000 girls and women, providing essential products and education, and even engaging men as allies. This is a truly comprehensive and impactful initiative. These 5 incredible women are not just competing for the Miss World crown, they are changing lives. Their commitment to their causes is inspiring, and they are shining examples of how beauty and a purpose can work together to create a better world. Let us celebrate their achievements and support their incredible work.
Sabba papassa akarana, kusalassa upasampada, sachitta pariyodapana, etam buddhana sasana. These inspiring words are from Dhammapada in Buddhist literature. The meaning is refrain from all evil and cultivate good. And I believe that is my purpose in life. So allow me to share my purpose, my journey, my story with you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Ayubowan, Namaskaram. I am Anudi Gunasekara and I proudly represent my motherland, Sri Lanka. I'm 25 years of age and I recently graduated after completing my bachelor's degree in international relations. I have plans to start my master's soon and to join foreign service in Sri Lanka. I speak Sinhala, my native language, English, and basic Tamil and French. Geographically, Sri Lanka is a tiny island that you wouldn't even notice on the map. But the hearts, the hopes, the spirit of my people are anything but small, they are immense. As a country, we've been through a lot, from conflicts to natural disasters, pandemic, and economic crisis. Yet, my people remained hopeful, they remained strong, they remained resilient, and I believe it's that very resilience that propelled me to where I am today. When I was born, an astrologer told my parents that I was put on this earth to challenge stereotypes, to redefine them, to break the norms. And I truly, wholeheartedly believe him today. Because I'm coming from a small town called Anuradhapura. That's the first kingdom of Sri Lanka and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. But ironically, no one expected that someone from Anuradhapura will be the one to carry that heritage to the world, which is what I'm doing right now. And most importantly, I believe the places that are least expected to shine are the ones that hold the brightest light. I'm a proud recipient of free education of Sri Lanka. That means my people have nurtured me, nourished me from my primary education to college education. So I believe in giving back through community service. That's why I founded Saheli, my non-profit organization, to combat period poverty in Sri Lanka. But unfortunately, period poverty is not just an issue in Sri Lanka. It is a widespread problem in many countries. Through Saheli, I provide donations, conduct awareness programs, advocate for policy changes to remove the taxes on sanitary products, which is 51%, and also to provide sanitation facilities. And the most important thing to me about Saheli is that we don't just reach out to women that we have easy access to. We reach out to women that society often forgets when it comes to menstrual health discussions, like women in prisons, women in monasteries, and postpartum mothers who go through their first menstruation after childbirth, which could be challenging. And we come from different races, different religions, different nations, but one common thing about us women, we all bleed, and we should bleed with dignity. And that's my goal through Saheli. And one more thing to add before I conclude my speech. We are here to win Miss World, to become the next Miss World. But let me tell you one thing. We are already winners, ladies. We are already winners. We have already won. We are here representing our nation, speaking about our passion, our inspirations, everything. That itself is an achievement. And also, I have to say there are some contestants that I have been interacting and talking to even before they won their national titles. I see Miss USA and Miss South Africa, if she's here. I could see how driven they were, how inspiring they were, and how passionate they were, how they were truly the beauty with the purpose, even before they won. That itself shows that you do not need a crown or a title to change the world. And I believe, realistically, I wouldn't be able to change the entire world. Not even as a Miss World, I'm pretty sure Christina would agree with me, but the idealist in me believes that I can change someone's world. And I think that's exactly what I will be doing in my life. Thank you so much, Stuti.